Okay, I've been away for a while and had to have this computer worked on. But because of what's going on, I've tried for a while now to talk about our history and literature and things that are important to our civilization. But one of the things, and I think I've touched on this briefly several times, but though, is competence is highly important. And it would appear today that we are doing everything in our power to get away from competence. And competence is knowing what you're doing and then paying attention to what you're doing. And then when you screw up, learning from those mistakes and moving forward. And uh, it's we have this tremendous trove of information in our libraries, on our computers, whatever, that would enable us to just continue to be a phenomenal, growing civilization, one that there's so much left for us to do and to be done, and we've gotten lazy, and everybody wants an award. Everybody wants to be, you hear constantly, you can be whatever you want to be. Well, that's not true. There are some people who are fantastic mathematicians. They just are. There are some people who can write, and they just can. And you can learn to write, and you can learn mathematics, but other people are just better at it. And if you learn it, then how do you apply it? We have right now, and I never thought I'd see this happen, but they're getting people in the mathematics departments who are teaching culture about mathematics, and mathematics doesn't give a flying flip about culture. The math is the math is the math. And if you have an engineer who believes 2 plus 2 equals 5, you don't want to be around the bridge or the building or whatever it is that he's built, because that sucker is coming down at some point. So what we've been doing for a long time now is handing out diplomas and pieces of paper that say you're competent. And that doesn't really mean you're competent. It means you did whatever it was you needed to do to get through and walk across that stage. Used to, there were teachers that made you learn. You had to learn. Or other words, you weren't going to graduate. And so this, like I said, this is just short, and we need to think about this, because right now in this country, in our civilization, we are being governed by a group of people who are massively incompetent, and that's on us. It is, because we live in a society that basically allows us to elect our representatives and so forth. And we have the ability not to buy products from people who make bad products. And we've allowed this to happen. And again, being a citizen is hard work. Taking care of your family is hard work. Right now, I'm going to digress for a minute. You have all these states passing the marijuana laws because it's medical marijuana, ha ha ha, because they're going to, relieve their pain from whatever, and that can be a good thing. I mean, being in pain, I've been there, is a horrible thing, but a lot of this is just people wanting to sit around in a circle and smoke weed. I mean, and they don't want to feel any pain ever. That involves going to work can be painful. Doing a job can be painful. But there's nothing that will give you more satisfaction than doing a job well and doing it competently. And many people, like in school, you have people that cheat. They have cheat sheets. There are movies made about this, how the guy wants to get through and he's going to cheat. he's still going to be a good, capable guy. Well, if he doesn't know the subject matter, he's not capable. He's just not. Now, sometimes you have people that have a raw intelligence or whatever, and they can use that to a certain extent. But part of schooling is teaching you to work. It just is. And it's teaching you to work and utilize this. If you don't know how to utilize that, if you don't know how to persevere, if you don't know how to look something up, then you're not going to do well. And right now, I mean, we have industry, a cottage industry now of people called influencers. And I guess you could put me in this group since I'm on video doing this. But I'm not making any money at it. But these people are on Instagram and TikTok and here, and they do outrageous things. And you tell a lot of them are not that bright. But they do silly things, and it draws a big audience, and YouTube or whoever, since they run commercials, write a check once you reach a certain level. And that's to be commended by them. They found a way to earn money, and in some cases quite a bit of money, for not really doing very much. And some of these deals, I remember one of my grandsons used to watch one, and it was these guys basically doing dares all the time. And some of them, they got hurt sometimes, and that's taking a risk. But life is full of risk. But anyway, we are getting away from competence and risk taking and trying to make everybody feel good. And if you just feel good all the time, you're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything, because achieving something means you had to work your butt off, or somebody was slapping you down or slapping you around or whatever, and you had to get out and get working and get the job done, learn from your screw-ups, and move on. So many people, many of us do not want to do that anymore. And we have a lot of excuse making going on. We have, as I've said in other videos, there's a lot of trophies being awarded for people that didn't do anything. And it's just people that, I mean, our whole society is built around feeling good. And it's nice to feel good. But if you feel good all the time, then you're not doing anything. You're not pushing. You're not trying. You're not, and for some people that's fine, but you're not going to grow, and your society's not going to grow. And if that happens, then that happens. The downward spiral starts. And the more downhill you go, the faster it gets. So anyway, that was just a quick little rant. So y'all have a nice day.